Hey guys, welcome to the vlog! Today, we're gonna do a story time about how I worked at McDonald's. Yeah. Yep. I'm sure everybody has been there. I'm sure everybody's been there. Okay. Okay. So before we get started, I want you to hit that like button and subscribe. And yeah, and grab some snacks or whatever, and I'll just tell you about how I worked at McDonald's. So here we go. So how we do this? I think we're just gonna start at the beginning of how I basically became a employee. So the first part of McDonald's is the application, obviously, and then there's the interview, and then which means you do orientation. That means if you're gonna get hired, orientation or intake or whatever you wanna call it, and then they do training. Yeah. So that's how the hiring process goes. Yeah. That is how the hiring process goes. So stick with me. So what really how do I describe this? Like, what are the basically of the rules of working at McDonald's? So basically, what the rules are is, no stealing from employees. Obviously, that's the number one thing. You gotta follow all the guidelines of how the cooking process goes and stuff. So I worked at 2 McDonald's. Been there. But the one in McDonald's specific, I'm not gonna really give out the descriptions of McDonald's because I don't really want to name out anything. So yeah. So this one McDonald's I worked for at least, I think it was 4 or 5, maybe 6 months at the most. I don't know if I was there that long. I don't know. I worked there I started in I think it was in November till February. So it technically it was 3 months that I worked there. So there's a lot that goes into McDonald's. So you really gotta keep your cool because there's a lot of customers that would, yeah. So for those who are employees, they know what's going on. Okay? So how do I say this? I'm gonna go over the rules. So, number 1, you can't flip the patties. If you do, they would burn. But McDonald's, what they have there is they would have a machine that would cook them. If you guys thought that was funny, sorry, my mom was laughing in the background, so yeah. So, anyway. Need a little reboot for a second. Okay, so what basically goes on McDonald's is you can't flip the patties, so I think I already went through that. But they have a machine there that would basically cook them thoroughly. It doesn't matter if they're like had a little blood on them or whatever. They would, not blood or whatever. The meat, if you know what I'm talking about. So if you know what I'm talking about, the meat or whatever, basically, the meat, you put them in the machine. But I am gonna tell you right now, working at McDonald's is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Trust me, it's not easy. If you love cooking, if you love all that stuff or whatever, that's you. You work, okay? That's totally you. If you love McDonald's, if you like to work with people, fast food, whatever, do you. Anyway, so yeah, that's how. And there's dishes where there's like a dish process where you would go through. There's rinse, sanitize, and then you dry them, and you like put them back where they're supposed to be. You know, where they have shelves or whatever. The first one kind of didn't, but okay. Anyway, what in the world? Then there's cash register. So I'm gonna go over that. Okay, so I'm gonna go over that, and so with cash register, they would so with a lot of cash registers, if there's money missing out of that register or whatever, that's coming out of your paycheck. That automatically, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. If there's money missing, that's how it goes. So here's another question that people might ask. How can they tell? Well, they have a receipt or whatever from that cash register or whatever, the machine that would come out of so from that cash register, like, monitor or whatever, they would have like a receipt or whatever, and that monitor monitors all the sales and profits or whatever, refunds or whatever, it would automatically go, and that's how they could tell, basically, and they would count all that money for as long as on the receipt. If it's not there, you either got, and who, so here's the sad thing. So they mark off of whoever was on that cash register, or so they basically what they do is they sign on, or the employee or whatever, who's on that cash register, signs on, right? Here's where I'm going with this, right? Or whatever. So what they do is they sign on, obviously, and then, whoever goes on break or whoever, with whoever was on that cash register, they would put someone else, okay? And they would mark someone, and whoever made that mistake or whoever, who was on cash, they would have to be they're the ones who were responsible. Whoever, signed on. So, and yeah, that's how, I think that's the sad thing. There's a lot of good McDonald's out there, some of them aren't. Okay, so, yeah, that's how that goes, or whatever. And then there's meal policies. A lot of meal policies are way different. They're way different. A lot of them are different. Some same. Some of them different. It depends on which one you work at. Okay? So, what? Ooh, excuse me. So what happens is, they, there's like a certain amount you order, or you do get free food, but there's only a certain amount, and only soda, only soft drinks are like the free things. So far, that have worked at. So, yeah, that's how that goes. Now, for policies or whatever, if you're rude to a customer or something like that happens, or stealing or whatever, I don't know what you would do to get in trouble, but okay. So there's you get written up. I think that's number one. You get written up, or that. Number two would be suspended. Okay. And then termination, which means getting fired, which a lot of places don't like to use the word fired. They like to use termination. That's how I specifically experienced it, or whatever. So that's that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of rules that went into McDonald's. A lot. Yeah. And throughout all the McDonald's experience, there are a lot of good experiences. And there was a lot that didn't go so well. People are gonna have their bad days or whatever. And then me, I had some good days and I had some bad days. It just depends on what you've encountered with. So, and another thing, when this one McDonald's I worked at, I think it was the second McDonald's I worked at. So, I didn't know this probably, I've quitted, so, yeah, so, I've quitted. So, if you did do a refund, you actually got into trouble when you did refunds, but I don't want to spray any rumors, but you did. So what happens is they don't. So when the McDonald's owner, when you did a refund, right? It would automatically send the old managers or whatever, and they would see, oh my god, we got a refund. What happened? That's how it went. That's how it went. It's it was a lot of stress. Yeah. A lot of stress. Yeah, there was a lot of stress. Like I said, I'm not going to give out anybody's names or any of that. I don't want to ruin anybody's reputation or whatnot or whatever. So, that's why it just sounds a little weird. Okay? So, yeah, so there's a lot that went on to McDonald's that really would stress you out. So here's the things that I did. At the first one, I basically just did grilling dishes. The second one, I did a lot. I did counter, cash, grill. I did a lot. I did even frying and sandwiches and a lot. Yeah. So, yeah. It's That's what I did. So that would end my McDonald's story. But there will be another video pretty soon. I don't know when, but pretty soon, of what went on. So I did work at Wendy's. I don't know, maybe I should do another video. I don't know, but Wendy's is way different from what McDonald's was. It was kind of the same, but it's a little more different. But if you guys haven't already, like and subscribe. Okay, it's a free way. You can help me out. And I'll see you next one.